Om Yathagnerdaahika Shakti Ramakrishne Sthita Hiya Sarva Vidya Swarupam Tam Saradam Pranamamyaham. Today is one of the very auspicious and important day for the devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. We worship the Holy Trinity. We worship Sri Ramakrishna Mother Swamiji. But why do we worship her? Just because she was married to Sri Ramakrishna? Because devotees and disciples started calling her mother because she is wife of their Guru Patni. There are many forces which are responsible for everything which happens around us, but still they are not visible. Think of this room, think of the temple. We have fluorescent light which gives light. We have fan which moves the wind. We have air cons which keeps the atmosphere cool. Everything is because of that electricity, but we can't see the electricity. The place of Holy Mother is something like that. Her divinity was not reflected divinity from Sri Ramakrishna. It was not a borrowed divinity. In our scriptures there is a beautiful sentence given for the Divine Mother. It is Sve Mahimni Pratishtita. She is established in her own glory. If you read her life, being born in a small village, practically uneducated, she didn't go to school, but she could read and write. She was engaged at very early age. Before she nicely even see her husband, she gets all these rumors coming from people who come from Calcutta that Sri Ramakrishna has gone mad. People cannot understand this intoxication of God because they have not experienced it. There was a deep question in mother's mind, that young Sarada's mind, that I must see him and must experience what people are telling is true or not. Whenever we read the lives of these great people, your understanding and your experience of reading and understanding the life depends on your capacity to go back to that time and live. Think of that time where there is no train, no buses, no cars of course, and from Jairambati she comes to Dakshineshwar, which by car today takes more than 2 to 2.5 hours. She comes by walk. Bullock cart was another luxury for some who has that. So the uneventful common incidents of life, living with the relatives, living with the brothers, niece, nephews, who are not even normal. some imbecile, some really mad, some greedy, some quarrelsome. She grows up with this. And what she is doing? Cutting the grass for the cattle, helping in cooking, serving to the family members and sometimes the poor people. This seems to be common. This doesn't show any quality of somebody who is great, somebody who is worshipable. But then what happens? When she is 16, 17 years old, calculate from 1953 to 72, almost 18, 19 years. She first time comes to Dakshineshwar. She has not seen herself a God-intoxicated person. So even the personality of Sri Ramakrishna, not as a person but also as a spiritual aspirant, it is new to her also. And now to adjust herself in the new atmosphere, she has not seen the city. She has not seen the big buildings. She has not even seen so many people. She has not seen the educated people, fashionable people. And from the deep village, she comes to this cultural, financial, political capital of India at that time. And she puts herself into that mold, in that society, and also in the personal life. It is not easy, but how she puts herself into this mold is the life. Though uneducated, is resolving the big problems, big issues, which otherwise would have changed the course of Ramakrishna order. To be called by the disciples as mother to resolve the spiritual issues of the disciples who came later on, they are considered as saints. And it is this uneducated village lady. Sometimes I feel when you read mother's life, just go chronologically and understand what is her age. When she comes to Dakshineshwar, as I told, she is 19 years old. Think of disciples started coming in early 80s, 81, 82. What is her age? 28, 29. And when that incident came, then when she was freely, without control, was feeding the disciples, and Sri Ramakrishna comes and scolds. If you give so much food to them, what will happen to their spiritual life? And she has that, sorry to use the word, she has that guts to say, don't worry, I will look after them. And she is 28. At the age of 28, disciples calls her mother. She is not biological mother of any child. So at this transformation, from a common village girl to person who is in her own lifetime is literally worshipped by hundreds. Later on research work is done, as much as available data, how many people have taken initiation from Holy Mother? There is a list published. There is not the full list. Definitely there are much more people who would have taken that list itself, more than 700 people at that time. Don't count today's 700, no. We are talking about almost 1.5 century back. Look at the glory of Sri Ramakrishna, who is again worshipped in his own lifetime. And to be a worthy successor of this God-man, converting herself into that greatness, that the world will accept her as the successor of this God-man. To look after, to understand the problems. It was just an order. They came, told the problem, and she just gave a solution. She gives a very wise, meaningful solution, as I told, has affected the future of this order. And on a very critical points. Think of in 1900, early last few years of the previous century, Swami Vivekananda has established Belur Math. Monks have, young boys have started joining. Swamiji was a prophet. Swamiji was great. Swamiji had to lead the mind of the people. So he says we must increase the Rajoguna in people. And Bengal is a place of Shakti worship. So Swamiji told, it's okay, give animal sacrifice, let the goats be sacrificed, nothing wrong, Rajas will increase by that. And all the disciples are looking at Swamiji like that, and who has capacity to go and argue with him? He's a blazing fire. Disciples quietly went to Holy Mother. Mother, our elder brother is deciding something very horrible. And again, how old is Holy Mother? Holy Mother is 10 years elder to Swami Vivekananda, 63, 53. Not very elderly lady. At that time, Swamiji was 35, 36. So Mother was 45, 46. And she has to decide. She said, send him. And she tells to Swamiji, this place, so many people will come. Not everybody will appreciate this. Don't do it. And the great Swami Vivekananda stopped. No, it won't be done. Sister Nivedita writes in one place, a mere wish of Holy Mother was considered like an order by the disciples. She says, and that has to be followed. And she was not in any committee. Ramakrishna Math committee and mission committee and president and secretary, she was nobody. But she is the hidden power, she is the hidden Shakti, intellectual, spiritual, both. Great famine of Bengal. Before Swamiji went to America to participate in Parliament of Religions, he meets other disciples at Mount Abu in Gujarat. And he says to Swami Turiyananda Ji, Hari Bhai, my heart is growing so big, I am worried that it will explode. When he comes back and sees this famine, Swamiji was so strong in his thinking. He said it is a sin to occupy such a big land and planning to have a monastery and activities and all that. Let us sell away the land. Let us serve the people suffering. We are monks, we are supposed to be staying under the tree. Again, disciples were worried, because if Swamiji decides, nobody can oppose. News went to Holy Mother. Holy Mother says, how many famines will come in future? How many difficulties will come? How much work will be done? Do you think this mutt will be destroyed just to serve one relief camp? No. And then other methods were used and the mutt was saved. It was United India. So when British Viceroy passed a comment while speaking to public in Dhaka, now in Bangladesh, at that time in India, the Ramakrishna Mission monks are involved in this political activity called Freedom of India. And those who are involved, for us, for Indians, they were all freedom fighters. But in the eyes of British, they were all terrorists. It's the way of looking at it. It's a totally different story. Look at those who, if you have any interest in reading that, those who participated in Indian freedom movement, not a single boy or a girl was of a low character. One hand letters of Swami Vivekananda, other hand Bhagavad Gita, and they are entering into Indian freedom movement. Running in the dead of night and coming to Bodhan, coming to Kualpara and requesting mother to initiate them. Dead of night in darkness, mother gives mantra and this young boy flies. From where the Shakti came? From where the power came? She led a life. If somebody wants to see her as an ideal wife or ideal mother or even an ideal nun, Holy Mother was in that, completely fitted in these roles. Just like Sri Ramakrishna. If you want to see that he is a householder, yes, he was. But he was much more than a monk. Many times we say, if he would have become a monk, just like Swami Vivekananda, then the householders will say how he can understand our problems. He has not entered into social life. And if he would have been householder in a normal sense of the term, monk will not respect and will say, oh, what? He says only things, but he is enjoying the life. Sri Ramakrishna stood on that threshold where he is an ideal monk. He himself says, I have one desire. I want to be a king of renunciates, king of monks. And in the history of humankind, you will not see a second monk like him, where his body is reacting as per his resolutions. He decided he will not touch money. When the money comes, his hand literally bends. He says himself, enjoy. She is your lawful wife. Sri Ramakrishna says, you can see in the Sri Ramakrishna, the great master, Sri Ramakrishna says to his own mind, don't cheat yourself. If you want to enjoy the life, everything is set. But the mind soars high. Look at this 19-year-old girl who comes and stays in the same room, has sleepless nights seeing her husband in Samadhi. Sri Ramakrishna had very little sleep. There are many incidents later in life that mother used to say, he doesn't have sleep, he will not allow me also to sleep. He will go and pour water in the Naubat, a small room, and say, hello, already 4 o'clock, when you will meditate? Mother used to be with these other ladies in the small room. Say, don't speak anything. He doesn't have sleep, he doesn't want us all to sleep. But here is she. And that was the time. Who had, these are all words written by Swami Gambhirananda ji in one book, in Mother's Life also. Mother is staying in Nohabat, those who have visited Dakshineshwar. Just across the street, 15, 17 feet, Sri Ramakrishna's room is there. Kirtan is going on. Mother can see from here. Directly cannot see because there is a curtain, bamboo curtain. So mother is not able to see what is going on. Kirtan going on, satsang going on. Sri Ramakrishna is in samadhi, talking to these young boys and devotees coming. Mother made a small hole in the curtain, cheek or the bamboo curtain. Sri Ramakrishna was very sharp and jokingly told, your aunties, that hole in the curtain is becoming bigger and bigger day by day because she wanted to see properly. She cannot go and serve Sri Ramakrishna. She can't go and show her face to people. That was the time. All the ablutions, there is no attached toilet. Small room. Before the day breaks, she has to go wherever others used to go. In dark. Whole day remain inside the room till it is night. That's why sometimes it is good to sit and think about that situation and put ourselves. We have everything what we want at our hand. She never had anything what she wants. The ladies of Calcutta used to come to Dakshineshwar. Some of them were wives of these devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. They used to go and see and says, whom we call mother stays here in this situation. At that time they also cannot think. And what was this relationship? We have a tendency of divinizing everything. Everything is divine. Oh, they knew, they were incarnations from the birth, they knew, etc., etc. Consider them as any other human being like us. A 19-year-old girl is engaged and married, comes to her husband's house for the first day, and husband's first question to her is, have you come to drag me in this world? And that girl who has no that spiritual background, normal religious family, is not what you are thinking now, Holy Mother. That 19 years old, why should I come to drag you? I have come to help you and assist you in your mission. Now it was turn of this girl to ask the husband. In that case, how do you look at me? What I am to you? And this man says, one who is worshipped in the temple, one who is staying above you in Nohabat, upper floor, Chandramani Devi, the mother of Sri Ramakrishna, used to stay. One who stays above you, and one who is sitting in front of me and pressing my legs are one. Think of that. Think of that. And Sri Ramakrishna trains Harda Devi with mantras. She says in one place, one day he drew all the Shak Chakra and made me understand. She could understand is another wonder. After that she says, when I was in Nohabat, I used to do 100,000 japa every day with so much work. If you see the history of our order, biggest name is Sri Ramakrishna. Second name, Swami Vivekananda, Swami Brahmananda, Shivananda, Premananda. They are all very shining examples. One place it is written that the effect, historic importance, and the impressive effect on the society of Sri Ramakrishna and Swamiji is so big, so large, so intensive, so forceful that Holy Mother and all of the disciples, as if are like stars in the sky, cannot be compared with the moon and the sun. But this power behind this luminosity, grandeur, fame, impressive effect on the world, this was the power behind. And I was telling Swami Virajananda, initiated by Holy Mother, sannyasa given by Swamiji himself, who became 6th president of our order, went to Holy Mother with a question that as soon as I start meditation, migraine will come, headache will come. If I don't meditate, what's the use of this life? But if I meditate, this happens. Holy Mother says, where do you meditate? He says, here. There's the problem. Don't meditate here. Meditate in the heart. Think of this. When, as I told, the British Viceroy commented about the monks of Ramakrishna Mission in Dhaka, big uproar. People start looking, little bad names, people will start looking in different way to you. Swami Samachittananda was secretary of the order, went to Holy Mother and says, how to address this throughout the society, because he has told it publicly from the stage. Even if we say, no, we are not that, how many people I can go and explain? This illiterate Sarada Devi says, go to the Viceroy and talk to him. This is not possible. Mother says, he will hear you. You go. Then Sardanji talked to Miss MacLeod, and Miss MacLeod arranged for a meeting. And probably, I'm not a scholar, probably that was the only incident when a British Viceroy of that stature withdrew his statement publicly that it was my mistake and oversight and misunderstanding that I did that comment. That was Holy Mother's idea. That Sahib is intelligent, he will understand, you go and explain to him. And Sarat Maharaj Sardanji went and explained. So this order, when it moves, look at the big vehicle, you see the wheels and you see the big body of the vehicle, there is a small steering wheels which controls the direction of the vehicle. In the same way, this order, another way I am telling from chronology point of view, Sri Ramakrishna passed away in 1886. Holy Mother passed away in 1920. That is long 34 years. 34 years to do that spiritual ministration, looking after the whole order, where you cannot afford to sit with the white people and have a cup of tea. You will be outcasted. Mother is illiterate. A village lady full of these ideas should be there. Mother makes Sister Nivedita sit on her own bed and talks. Sister Nivedita writes in one place, today I went, she was Westerner, so her language is like this. Today I went and met for the first time the widow of Sri Ramakrishna. But after the meeting I felt that I am accepted. She opened arm, with an open heart she accepted this. Miss MacLeod, Sister Christine, Sister Nivedita, Sarah Bull, they all used to go to Holy Mother and sit. There are some very beautiful descriptions written by Sister Nivedita in her letters. Letter has been compiled also in one place as an article by some Swamis. As a woman, she could go in and sit, and she has seen that atmosphere. And Sister Nivedita was very, very good in her ability to express in writing. So she says, Mother is like a small girl talking to everybody. At that time, Mother is in her late 50s. Suddenly, these are all happening on the second floor. From the ground floor, somebody shouts, so and so has come to do pranams to you, Mother. Sister Nivedita rise. Suddenly, all the noise goes down. Suddenly, all the veils come down. Then one lady will open the door and will sit. The men will tell, say that so and so has come. Lady will tell, Mother, so and so has come. Then Mother will say, give my blessings. She will, no, Mother sends your blessings. There are very seldom it has happened. Very, very seldom. Swami Vivekananda wants to see Mother. So starts his journey from Belur by boat. He has to go to where Mother is in Calcutta. On the way, he is taking the Ganges water, sprinkling and putting in mouth and drinking little. The river water is not very clean. And that he keeps on doing. So the disciple or the brother disciple who is with Swamiji says, Swamiji, if you drink so much this river water, you will fall ill. Why you are? Just sprinkle one is enough. Think. We don't understand, that's why we behave normally. Person like Swami Vivekananda says, I am going to see a person, I do not feel myself pure enough to be in front of her. Swami Vivekananda says this. We say incarnation of Shiva, this and that. He doesn't feel pure enough to go in front of Mother. Only one incident which I have read. Swamiji goes and does Sastanga Pranams to Holy Mother. And he is so much in emotion that he is practically lost being at the feet of Mother. Only once incident happened, that what I have read. It is only one time that Holy Mother goes down and holds Swamiji and says, now you get up. This doesn't happen. Sister Nivedita says, except 2 or 3 disciples of Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna, I don't think any other disciple also has seen the face of Holy Mother. Then jokingly she writes, I do not know how much clearly Sri Ramakrishna has seen her face. Just jokingly she is writing. Maybe Swami Adbhutanandaji to help her, maybe Niranjananji and others used to help Holy Mother closely. Advaitananji was elder to Mother, so like a father, she could talk. But not Swamiji. Only Sardanandaji was the person whom Mother was little comfortable to talk to without veil. One incident which I am very fond of telling because I have not seen that it is translated in English yet. This incident is of Swami Adbhutanandaji. Mother was at Balaram Bose house. Balaram Bose house is very close to Udbodhan house where Mother used to stay. Balaram Bose was devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, and that house is visited by Sri Ramakrishna more than 100 times. That is the only place which is on record Sri Ramakrishna has visited so many times. Sri Ramakrishna had very high opinion about the spiritual state of Balaram Basu. He even considered the food at Balaram Basu's house equivalent to Puri Jagannath's prasad. So mother was there on the second floor of Balaram Basu's house. Adbhutanandaji was on the ground floor. The incident has to happen. Adbhutanandaji was full of vairagya. So he is walking in the corridor, inner corridor of that building, and telling to himself, I am a monk, I am a sannyasi, I don't have any mother, father, any relation, I am a monk, I am a monk. In emotion, he didn't observe that his volume has gone little higher. I don't have mother, I don't have father, I am a monk. And it's a small building, so just few feet above mother also is walking. So mother came closer to the steps where Latu Maharaj can be seen. Okay, you don't need to accept me also. Maybe it was out of fun. Suddenly, Adbhutanandaji woke up from his trance. What am I telling? Immediately went to Holy Mother, fell at her feet and started crying. Seeing Adbhutanandaji crying, mother also started crying. This is one of the incidents, there is no equivalent to that. It's very interesting. Even today you cannot think of that what has happened 120, 130 years before. Mother was getting ready to go to Jairambati. So that is the Indian household till today. That when from in-laws' house, when the lady or a girl goes to her own father's house, she is in an extra different mood. She is very happy going to father's house. And here, before going to Jairambati, seeing Adbhutanandaji crying when mother was crying, Adbhutanandaji gets up and wipes mother's tears with his Uttariya chadar and says, should anybody cry before going to her father's house? This has never, nobody can dare to touch Holy Mother. And this is one incident when Holy Mother, Latu Maharaj, Adbhutanandaji came to Holy Mother as a small young boy. Absolutely illiterate, more illiterate than Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother. At least they could read and write. Adbhutanandaji can't do that also. Adbhutanandaji cannot express neither in Hindi nor in Bengali. English is out of question. Sanskrit is out of question. So this, from individually looking after her children, disciples, to the issues which will affect the future of this order, such a vast expanse of possibilities of the incident, Holy Mother handles that wisely. People come to her, different people come to her, and she is, though in the world, but she is unaware about. Udbodhan now little reduced, at that time it was much more. A lot of people used to stay. We also have seen this slum nearby. And on one day, slum is a slum and simple people are staying. So a quarrel, fight is going on between husband and wife, and that husband was beating her wife. And Holy Mother was seeing or hearing and says to Nivedita, go and stop, he will kill the lady. Nivedita laughed at her, don't worry mother, after some time you will find both are okay. Mother says, I cannot understand. Then she gives a statement and says, I was married to a man who has not thrown even flower to me to hurt me. Forget about a bad word. I say only one incident, then we close. It was Holy Mother's privilege and duty that evening she will prepare the dinner plate. What dinner? Prasad from Kali temple with whatever other things which Mother cooks. And she will go and put in the room of Sri Ramakrishna, just across the road. One day one lady came and told, today I will take the plate. Mother says, okay. That lady put the plate there, and Sri Ramakrishna observed that Mother has not come, but one other lady has come, who was little different in her social status. Sri Ramakrishna tells to Holy Mother, you know I cannot take food touched by this type of people. Why do you send food through her knowingly? What answer Mother should give? Sorry, next time I will not do. Mother says no. She told me, Mother, can I take this plate? If somebody addresses me as Mother, sorry, I cannot say no to them. And Sri Ramakrishna says that how much this girl, this lady has become that motherhood, that she hears that address as Mother, she is not able to contain herself. This life of these divine people, if you read the book superficially, it is one thing, but if you read it with little context, historical context, social context, the place where it is, you will have totally a different meaning. So it's a very auspicious day for us, and our mind becomes purified when we think of the character which is so pure, the life which is so pure. Thinking about purity is the only way to make ourselves pure. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.